our champion trees for visitors from around the world.
Well, welcome my friends to Poinsett State Park here in South Carolina. This is not the first time we've been in South Carolina. In fact, we do have a South Carolina RV camping playlist from several years ago, so you'll want to, maybe check that out. Start South Carolina at the beginning. But we're not going to be spending a whole lot of time here at Poinsett. We're actually going to be going over to Congaree National Park tomorrow, and that's what this episode is going to be about. Since we just got here, and if you watched last episode, us pulling out of the frozen Arctic tundra that is Pennsylvania, we had some issues with the slide as we opened it up to pack up the camper. So while we still have a little bit of daylight here, I'm gonna go up there and see if I can't get this nailed back together, because I don't want the slide leaking, and I don't know what kind of weather we're into over the next couple days. And if you're an RV owner, you should carry one of these extendable ladders around with you. But don't get the expensive $300 one from Liver. You can get these on Amazon for like next to nothing. I mean, obviously it doesn't mount to the thing that the camper came with, but it's fine. To save a couple $100, it's fine. I don't know if you can see it, but this is what went wrong. This is supposed to be secured in this slot right here, and then it doesn't pull out. This is what I bought to fix it. It's Lexel, sticks to almost anything. Tough elastic sealant, sticks to wet surfaces. I don't think this is really what you're supposed to use in an RV, and I have a feeling we're going to be revisiting this in the future, but this is what the store I went to had, and this is what I had time to go buy. So this is what we're using. We'll see how it works. And then on the other side, it was nailed in, so I brought my nail gun, and we'll try to get this glued together and sealed up, at least to get us through this next couple weeks. Well, I think that's done, or at least as done as it's going to get for the moment. And I should tell you, since not all of our subscribers are RVers, if you're thinking about an RV and a task like that scares you, don't get an RV, because you're always going to be surrounded with these little things that go wrong, and you have to be able to adapt and overcome. And if that would ruin your vacation, then definitely RVing's not for you. And if you can't handle it on your own, RVing's not for you, because to take it into a dealer and have that fixed, you're looking at being without your RV for weeks or months, or till whenever they could get to it, and Lord only knows what they would charge you. So, like I said, that might not be the permanent solution, especially the staples at the end, but it's going to get us through this trip. So, and that's the important thing, is to have a successful vacation, because we work our whole year to have a couple weeks vacation here or there, and you can't let little stuff like that ruin it. So, but that's it for now. Good night, and we will see you in the morning on our way to Congaree National Park, which is what this episode's about anyway. Well, friends, good morning from our site here at Poinsett. We're loading our route to Congaree National Park. As you might see out the windows, it is raining. It's been raining for, a couple hours?
I think it rained overnight.
Which is good, because hopefully it washed the salt off of everything. And actually, it's supposed to rain here a lot, but over at Congaree, which isn't very far, if you look at the radar, the storm's breaking around it. So we might actually have an okay day over there, but we're taking rain jackets just in case. This is a bucket list item, so we're doing it no matter what. Just as soon as we get a GPS routage to get over there.
I just want to get a route to the visitor center.
That's where we're going to start our day, is the visitor center, and then there's a boardwalk trail and some other stuff. We'll show you when we get there, but for now, let's get going.
That was part of the campground here at Poinsett State Park. It's not big, but it is quiet, and the sites are very spacious, spaced out as well.
I could see camping there again.
Yeah, this is a nice, I mean, I'm not sure that we'll get to explore this state park because we're only here a couple nights, and you know, today is our one full day and we're spending it down at Congaree, but I can see coming back to this area and exploring the state park and exploring some more around here. So
well, and if we leave stones unturned at the national park, I mean, we could potentially do like a whole week's vacation like here if there's enough stuff to see here in the national park and whatever else might be in this area.
yeah.
Well, welcome my friends to Congaree National Park. It's been quite a while since we've taken you to a national park, and this is a stark contrast to Denali almost a year ago. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. We're starting off here at the visitor center, and here they have a log with a story to tell. So I'm going to read the story and then I'll tell you what it says. So this here is an old growth bald cypress, which were found here in the floodplain. At the time, back in the 1800s, they was all logged and sent down to the mill. This one, being hollow, was undesirable for making into furniture and the other stuff that they were using that for, so it was left where it lay, basically, where they felled the tree. Somehow it ended up at the bottom of a lake. I guess they built a dam or something and flooded the area where it was, and then later it was recovered and donated to the park. So that's the story. This is an old growth bald cypress, and it's preserved because of the type of wood that cypress is. It's basically indestructible. Plus being at the bottom of a lake, so like water prevents decay. So that's its story. It's pretty cool. There are supposed to be more examples of this around the park here, so we're gonna check that out. But yeah, interesting story to start the day. Not all that different from the devastation and destruction the logging industry caused in our home state of Pennsylvania. What this place is a bottomland old growth forest. You can see on the map up here that this bottomland old growth used to encompass a vast area of the southeastern United States, and now here is pretty much the only place with it left. It's the largest tract of it for sure.
Oh, looky, look right here. It's a gecko. There's a gecko.
I see that.
And then over here we got a possum. It's a little possum. Let's put whatever I want that. Let's get down here. Way down here we got a snail. And maybe even another. And two other creatures in it. And then
This is Congaree National Park. Not far from South Carolina's state capital, this majestic wilderness of towering trees is a sanctuary.
Alright, so we're headed out on the boardwalk trail. Some of it's closed, but you can still do a 2.5 mile loop, which is probably plenty for us today. We'll be doing, I think it's the east side of the boardwalk, and then walking back on the Sims Trail. So hopefully this will allow us to see some old growth trees. This is probably one of the more popular things to do here. But as you can see already, there are some big trees in this area, so probably the biggest at the national park. They probably don't even tell you where they are because they want to protect them. But yeah, we'll see. What's crazy is there's times in the winter when this boardwalk will be underwater completely because the river, the floods will come up to 10 feet. I think today the water levels are only at like 3 feet, and 15 feet would be flood stage, and obviously they would tell you if the boardwalk was in danger, but they say it happens just about every winter, and that replenishes the soil and stuff in the area. So this is a pretty neat place from what I've observed already, and let's quit talking and I'll just show it to you. For many years now, I've been trying to capture these old growth forests and bring them to you on YouTube. And this one is very different and very unique, but it presents the same filming challenges, right? Maybe even more so because I'm confined to a boardwalk and I can't even get close to the tree to show it to you. That tree is just massive, and you can see its canopy above me. Maybe not now because it's raining and a raindrop just fell on the camera, but there it is again. And I think that's something that's fairly unique about the trees here is the canopy is just spread out. So like in Pennsylvania, you're limited to hemlocks and white pines. The canopy is real dense overall, so each individual tree is confined to a small place, where here you can see, because it's hardwood old growth. Here you can see there's, especially in the wintertime anyhow, the canopy is pretty wide open. So it's just very different and unique. It's pretty cool too with the swamps and stuff below. I haven't seen a whole lot of wildlife yet, but I'm hoping maybe we get to see something, because this place is full of unique birds and things. So yeah, if we see something cool, we'll get the big camera out and show it to you. We're not as familiar with the wildlife here in South Carolina, but I do believe that was a hawk. It had to have been a hawk that we just seen, but a vibrant, like, red color to it. It's pretty special to get to look at.
It's big.
It was big, and I think I got some good shots of it. It was pretty close to us too. It flew in as we were walking. What do you think so far of this place?
It's really cool. It's very quiet. I wish that it wasn't raining, but I don't wish we were here in the summer.
No, I think in the summer it would be hot and humid and mosquito-y and probably no fun. Here you have another one of these big old pine trees, and there's another one just up ahead. I believe they said this is the largest concentration of big trees in the eastern United States. In the video they were talking about how this became a national monument, I think back in the 70s, and then a national park in the early 2000s. So it's one of the newer national parks, but people of South Carolina really had to fight to get this area protected. It said in the video, just like in California they had to fight to protect the redwoods, South Carolina had to do the same thing here to get this place protected. One of the reasons why this place never got timbered was because the difficulty of the terrain and inaccessibility, and that also made it the perfect place to brew moonshine in secret. in about 100 years ago. So back in the Prohibition area, they were making moonshine in here, but there was an old moonshine still just off the trail. Now we're heading into some interesting terrain though, so I'll show it to you here. So I'm not really yet familiar with the trees down here in South Carolina, but if you look over there, hopefully it's showing up on the camera, whatever tree that is in the background there is like massive. I mean, just look. I can't get to the trunk, I don't think, in the frame, but like it's just all up in the sky there, and its big branches is pretty cool. And there's quite a lot of other big trees surrounding it, and I have no idea what kind of tree it is, but just looks pretty cool, that whole scene over there. Rachel's heightened sense of smell is kicking in because she smells something different here than...
Just the scent changed. It's earthier and muskier, but strangely less wet, even though it's raining.
So, but they did say that the climate here can change with every foot of elevation. So there are drastic differences in the plant life and animal life, you know, from foot to foot, from place to place. Okay, so hopefully I'm pointing at the right tree. That doesn't always work well with the camera, but that tree over there is a cypress. You can see all the little spiky things sticking up out of the ground. Those are called knees. They talked about it in the video, and to this day no one really knows the purpose of them, but they are created by the cypress, and obviously they're all over the place here. This is pretty interesting. Just looking at this terrain here on the ground is interesting. The trees are pretty well different here than they were when we first started on this journey.
So that'll be a loblolly.
We think this is a loblolly here, and it's just ginormous. The loblollies, I do know, are the biggest tree here and considerably bigger than the rest. If you look that way off in the distance, there's a ton of them knees sticking out of the ground. It's very interesting. I think we're getting into the heart of it here. We're getting farther away from the visitor center, so hopefully some good things coming. Check that out, how those two are intertwined at the bottom. One's a hardwood and one I believe to be a loblolly pine. Pine is straight and tall, and I don't know, they're just really cool. I mean, hopefully the footage is giving you some sort of sense of the scale of this place. They said there's no other place like this in the United States or possibly in the world, so I guess it makes sense that I've never really seen another place like this anywhere in our travels. So the rivers around here, like every river, change and move over the course of time, but one of the unique things here is that old riverbeds seem like they backflow up into and become lakes. Now as we're a little bit closer to the ground, you can see that cypress tree there and all of its knees that are around it, and look at these ones down here, how big they are. Check this out. Now this one is not really that incredibly tall, but it's definitely the girthiest tree that we've come across. It's a point of interest. We didn't grab the map that tells you what the point of interests are, but it obviously is something. It goes way up there. And look at that big knot on the bottom of it. After completing the boardwalk trail at Congaree National Park, we made our way back to our campground at Poinsett State Park, where we would find another CCC era gem. Alright, so we have made our way to the overlook shelter here at Poinsett State Park, and you know, you really can't see anything from here, but the South Carolina State Park Service is working to renew this scenic vista. So they're doing select cuts and controlled burns to try to bring the views back the way the builders intended, and of course those builders being the CCC. But as you know, back then, after everything was logged, all this would have been clear cut, and you could see for miles and miles in every direction the Congaree River and the whichever one the other one is. I think it starts with a W. But anyway, it's a neat little shelter. And of course today the weather is makes the views even worse, you know. So still cool nonetheless. Well, friends, good morning once again from Poinsett State Park in South Carolina, where we've had a pretty good time here, and we got to enjoy Congaree National Park yesterday. It's been a good little stopover, but that, at the end of the day, is exactly what this was, just a stopover on our way to the main event. And the main event is Manatee Springs in Florida, and that's where we're headed this morning, so we got another long drive day ahead of us. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you'll subscribe so that you can see this whole journey to Florida, because it's going to be a lot of fun swimming with the manatees down south in January. What better thing could you ask for? We will see you in the next episode. We'll be on our way. As you can see, it's dark out here now, but it won't be for long, and we're getting on the road bright and early. I consider it a miracle if this thing goes in without trouble. After the trouble we had in June, every time it goes in all the way and doesn't give me grief, that's a good day.